Don, that chair's probably not the most of your troubles this week, is it? How did the boys go this morning, Rory and Tex?
Yeah, they got through really well. So, yeah, we'll name them later this afternoon, and still got 3 days till the game, and we're pretty confident, or very confident both those guys will come up, so it's good.
How good is that for the team for round one? Because obviously, I know you said you wouldn't risk players for round one, but they're two super important players, especially against a team like the Giants.
Yeah, well, captain and vice-captain of our footy club, clearly signifies how important they are, not only in terms of their playing, but also their leadership side of things. So, look, there's still a couple of hurdles to clear for them, but the signs are really positive. They both trained fully, got through the session really well. So we'll see how they pull up tomorrow. With the expectation they'll play, so it's great.
What are the little hurdles that they have to get through now?
Oh, it's more just in their body to get up tomorrow morning and feel that they feel confident and capable they can play 120 minutes of footy come Sunday. Both experienced guys, so they know their bodies really well. And then we've got another training run on Saturday morning. But as I said, I fully expect they'll be right.
I suppose you can be pretty confident with Rory, more so than Tex, because he'll pull up okay physically, just have to be wary of the face.
Oh, look, he's really comfortable in that space. I mean, that's he did some work after training today and some contested stuff as well. If you know Rory, that's not an area where he has a problem. In anything, sometimes we have to protect himself from himself, which is a challenge. But I don't expect that's going to be a problem for him come Sunday.
Jake Lever, the other one, Don, you're pretty comfortable with him. Is he going to be named in the squad as well, you think?
Yeah, he's likely to be named in the squad. Well, he will be named in the squad. And we've probably got a decision to make on Jake, whether we bring him straight in off no JLT games, or whether we give him an opportunity to have a run. So that's probably a discussion for match committee this afternoon.
Is it an issue getting the right output from Sloan and Tex? I mean, if you can't get them at the maximum they normally give, you have to get it from somewhere else, and it's sort of the jigsaw puzzle moves around a little bit. Is that a concern of yours?
Not really, because the indications are that there's no real restrictions on the game time, or I'm hearing regarding Sloaney or Tex. So we expect that it'll slot into normal rotation. We'll play accordingly. And
the fact that Sloan hasn't been match hardened, that doesn't matter?
Yeah, look, ideally it'd be great if he'd had a run, but that's the circumstances didn't allow that. But we're talking about a two-time best and fairest winner. We're talking about 150 plus game play, or nearly 150 game player. So he's got experience. He's elite in terms of his fitness and his preparation. He's done a mountain of work. So it comes with some risk, but we're comfortable in that space.
Did you have to get medical clearance for Sloan from the surgeon where that bone is healed? Because there was some talk it might be a few days later than round one.
He's seen the surgeon. The surgeon's at this stage indicated he's comfortable for him to return to play.
If you do play those guys, are you concerned that they haven't had enough, or Walker's only missed a quarter?
Yeah. Texas had a full pre-season, so really he came off sore at three-quarter time in the last game, so for him it's not an issue. And for Rory, clearly, as I explained, he hasn't had a chance to play a game, but he's a professional, and we expect he'll give himself a good account of himself come Sunday.
The other injured players you've been saying, the club's been saying that Thompson and Brad Crouch are further away and probably come back through the SANFL. Is that the likelihood, and will they get a game this weekend, or are they still a week away?
Yeah, well, Tomo will play this weekend, so he's earmarked to get some game time in the game on Saturday, and Brad's probably another week until we'll see him back. But he's now in full training, has been this week, and has trained really well. So he trains on next week with a view to getting some minutes next week.
Will you name any new players on your side tonight, like a Gallucci or a Wigg? Is anyone in line for their debut, given the fact
there's a few guys in the mix, and clearly tonight we'll name 25, given we don't play until Sunday. So there's a few guys who are in the mix. Whether they make the final 22, we'll see. That'll probably depend a bit on a few other moving pieces.
Is Curtly a lock?
Curtly will play on Sunday. Yeah, so he's a credit to him because he's really worked hard through the off-season and the pre-season, and his form through JLT has been really pleasing in terms of how he's basically built week on week. I thought his game against Brisbane 2 weeks ago was another level up from even what we saw against Richmond and Geelong. So fantastic for him, to come in and get his first game for the footy club. Happens to be against his former club, so I know he's really excited and looking forward to the opportunity.
Have you had that discussion with him already? Have you had?
Yeah. You weren't the first to know. No, I did speak to him. Yeah. No, I let him know yesterday. So again, it just allows him an opportunity to just take it in. He understands he's earned the opportunity, but to not be too anxious or stressed about the selection coming up. And so he trained really well today, and I expect a good game from him come Sunday.
Has he surprised you, or is this what you expected when he was brought over?
Oh, look, we brought him over, last year with a view to, as was highlighted, adding some speed to our group. We probably played him off half back last year. He missed the first half of the season. Talking to him at the end of the year, he probably saw himself as wanting to play midfield. So the challenge was set to improve in a few areas to do that, and he's taken that on board. So and you've seen through some of his form that he's got some capacity. So it'd be good to see what he can produce Sunday.
Don, we've seen all of the captains talk about GWS and how potent they are. A lot of them are tipping them to either make the finals, a lot of them the grand final. Just how big a test, particularly their midfield, is it for you to be able to measure yourself against this week?
Yeah, it's a great test first up. I mean, this is the beauty of the comp. We play a side which was a kick out of a grand final last year, has been highlighted, as you said, with a talented list. So it's a great challenge, and it's probably the ideal game for us first up.
Is it also a good time to get them, given it's round one, but also given they've got a couple of injuries with Canelio out, and also Brett Deledio. I think Aidan Cord, one of their defenders, might be out as well.
Yeah, well, look, they've got a few injuries. We've got a few injuries. It's the start of the season. It's always an exciting time, and I'm expecting we'll get a bumper crowd there come Sunday. I know our fans are itching for footy. They've loved the women's footy, which has been great to watch, and fantastic to see our women's side in the final. And that's going to be a big day for the footy club on Saturday. But come Sunday, when we start up, I know there's some tickets available. So if people are after a ticket, grab one and get down there. But expecting a big crowd and what should be a big game.
Do you know much about Tim Taranto?
Yeah, well, he's a highly rated draft pick from last year, and obviously he's worked his way into that side, so that says something about his ability. And watching some of his vision over JLT, he's a good young player. So he gets a taste Sunday, so we'll see.
What's going to be the key to beating them? What's going to be the key to beating the Giants?
Oh, it'll be the same things we talk about every week, to be honest. It'll be, obviously the contest becomes important, our ability to move the ball and stop them playing the style they want to play. There's not that many secrets other than that.